Hi, I'm Fred Campagna. Here's the course preview for the Shipyard Maine Coast Half Marathon. Are you all set to run a half marathon in a couple of minutes? Let's do it. Let's check it out. This race starts at and ends at the University of New England Biddeford campus. Right off the bat, you have a very slight uphill, and then it's a quick left-hand turn onto Pool Street. And for the most part, Pool Street is going to be either flat or downhill. You'll have a tailwind, so you should be feeling real good at this point as you head in the direction of the coast. So it takes a couple of miles, or about a mile and a half, to get down to the coast. Just shy of 2 miles, you'll take a right-hand turn onto Fortune's Rocks Road. And at that point, you'll be able to see the water. It's cross breeze at this point, coming in out of the northwest, so it shouldn't have too much of an impact on you, although you are somewhat exposed to it. Right-hand turn for you just before mile 3, winding around just a little bit, heading down in the direction of a turnaround, which comes your way on Granite Point Road at about 4.5 miles. There it is, right there. We also have our water stops. You can see those marked on this map. Then you're heading back in the direction that you just came from. You'll take a right-hand turn though onto Fortune's Rocks Road. At this point, you are going to grab a tailwind, but not for too long, because once you turn back on the coast, it becomes more of a cross breeze or sometimes a slight headwind. It does roll a little bit for being right along the coastline, but no big hills to contend with at this point in the race. And you're moving right along. You're just about halfway through the race at this point, heading right up the coast, and you can just see those beautiful houses, the beautiful views that you're going to have. And at about 7 miles, you'll take a slight right-hand turn coming up onto Mile Stretch Road. That'll take you out in the general direction of the East Point Sanctuary. You'll wind around right there, the South Point, and then around a little neighborhood. And you're about 8 miles into the race at this point, and dealing with a couple of very short and steep hills, but nothing that's going to really take your legs out of you. Now, as you head back, you're getting into mile 9 and 10, and your legs might be starting to feel it at this point. You still have a cross breeze. When you take this right-hand turn, you have probably the biggest hill of the entire race coming up, and that happens right at around mile 11. But then you're in the home stretch. You're running into a breeze. Hopefully those trees right there are going to help to block some of that wind. And I don't expect it to be a real strong wind. Coming up on the University of New England campus right there, and the finish, and hopefully a good one, of the Shipyard Maine Coast half marathon. So it is a loop course, which means that more often than not, you're going to get the wind in your face about half the time on average. And it will be a breeze that's between about 10 and 20 miles per hour. Not enough to stop you in your tracks again. And pretty comfortable running weather overall. Close to 50 at the start time, but you're looking at temperatures that'll generally be in the 50s during the race. Dew points that will be low, so it's not conditions that are going to be real humid where you're going to sweat an awful lot, but you do want to stay hydrated along the course. Good running conditions for you on Saturday morning. Hope you have a great race and maybe even a PR.